Why, hello there, single and multicellular organisms alike. Shams Nelson here from Pen and Blade. And in this episode, I'm going to respond to a question that Frederico asked of me. And he asked, can I use this technique of construction on the last video to practice a realistic-ish style? Also, can you make a video on how to use this in 3/4 view, in 3/4 view? So I explored these questions a bit, and I'll take you guys through my process. The first thing I did was like, okay, let me try to draw a more realistic face using the Fantastic Anatomy method that I'm working on and developing. And so this was the first iteration, and then I drew over it. I realized it was a little too long, so I shortened the chin. And I thought, okay, that's a pretty realistic proportion. And I did another one to practice a little more. And then I decided, okay, let me try changing things up a bit and also trying a different style. So adding a little more shading, making a skinnier guy, and started doing a little bit of blurring to give you an idea of where this could go, if you wanted to take it to a more painterly style. And I also wanted to see how it mapped onto an actual person's face. So I took this and added some lines over it. Looks like Captain Picard when I do that, I think. And so this would be a more realistic, proportioned, Fantastic Anatomy method face. And I actually learned something interesting about the eyes, so that was a good exercise to do. I'll have to do a little more of that. Thanks, Frederico. And then I tried doing one from 3/4 view, and it does in fact work. Actually, I knew that before, but I wanted to test it out. And I guess what I'll do now is I'll demo a 3/4 view one, and yeah, let me know if and I'll incorporate what I've learned, or what from the realistic face drawing, and from pondering what Frederico said, into future videos and into this method. So the first thing is you kind of have to draw like this kind of shape, which is just its own unique shape. I guess you could start off with a circle and do that thing if you want to. That works too. In any manner, you've got to get this kind of shape. All right, and then the next thing you're gonna do is same thing as, or I would do the center line so you know where you're going for the most part, and then put in an eye socket, but there's this perspective to it. So actually, I made that too much. Basically, it's gonna be this kind of thing. Imagine two bulbs facing that direction. So you can still kind of manage it, but you have to think in perspective. Then you're going to put the nose. Interestingly, it's very similar shaped, but you just put one line like that to differentiate the two parts. The mouth comes down like here, and you'll see it bulges out a bit, and that's how it's supposed to be. Make sure you keep the center line there so that the apex of the curve of the mouth is right there. Put in a shape for the chin, and then that's probably a little long chin, but that's okay. Let's just go with it. And see, then what happens is you end up changing the construction based on some things you're doing. So okay, so here we're gonna have this come like this, and I just realized from the realistic one, I'll save that for a future video. Then I realized, okay, this should go out further, and this line right here will wrap around to give you kind of a 3D shape of the head face. And here you're gonna have to, let's see, how would that work? This one's gonna go down like that, and then you're also gonna get this one, which kind of wraps like that. Okay, and then put the ear right in here from the same kind of proportions over there. So erase this. And I know I'm going through this very quickly. I'm kind of assuming you watched the first video and you kind of know how it works from front view, and these lines look familiar. And then here you can divide the top section. You can use that to flatten it out a little bit. Pick a point down here, and the sternocleidomastoid will sweep down there and sweep down from around here. Put a little Adam's apple if you want. This one goes straight down, comes out, zoink, zoink, connect there, and that's pretty much it. Put some shoulders in. If you want, you can put some pec muscles. Alright, so that's like, you can use the same. Oh, and the eyeball's an interesting one. So the eyeball's like, think of it, it's like I guess it's probably not that big, but it's pretty big. And then you just put the eyelid over the top. I'll talk about more of this in the eye video, or I guess this is a 3/4 view, so I don't know if I'll talk about this in the eye video. I was going to save this 3/4 view for its own video, because then you're going to get more into shapes, and then what if you want the head to turn and stuff like that. I would save all that for the for another series of videos, because I wanted to keep it manageable. You could go on forever. There's a million things to learn. I'll just have to draw the line somewhere. So, okay. I hope this makes sense. And if you want me to do more videos on drawing the face in 3/4 method just for this channel, let me know. And also, do you think I should... I was going to include this kind of thing as a bonus lecture in the course that I'm developing. So, yeah, let me know any of your comments or questions in the video below. In the comments below, and I'm going to continue with this series. I think I'm going to start doing the features, probably with the eyes in the next video. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to respond to John Rice's, because he had a good question or a good point, too. Alright, so I'll talk to you guys later. Peace, God bless, and stay fantastic, everyone.